7 yet?
It is.
All right, we can start anytime.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Just wait. Hi, everybody. Put the flashlight here. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Kate.
Hello.
We are going to get started here pretty soon. So, this is part 2 of our
Never-ending series.
Never-ending series.
It'll end someday.
Hi, Susan. Yeah, so today's part 2 of our board game collection. And so we're going to have fun showing you just a few more shelves in our collection. And go ahead, Mike.
Continue where we left off. We remember last time we started here and we ended here. And this time we're going to start off with our favorite not a favorite section, but a very, very cool section.
There we go.
A very, very cool section. This is the Board Games After Dark section. The reason, back up a little bit there, Nadine. The reason it's located in here, because we don't want people first to see this, because these are the ones these are the ones like, remember Shinders, where there was a place where you had to go through these special doors? This is where you have to go through the special part in our house to see these Games After Dark. Yeah, so we have the IKEA, and then we have this, and tucked down here are the Board Games After Dark. And they start off innocently enough, and we have your classic Twister, but you have to start with Swivel, which is innocent enough. But look at these outfits, ladies and gentlemen. Look at these outfits. It is groovy, 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 baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Look at that guy with his ascot. Look at him. He's ready to swing, baby. He's swing, baby. So anyway, that's awesome. And then they get a little more fun. This is also from the 60s, but you can see this is more of an adult inspired thing. This is a game where you have hooks attached to various parts of your body, and you try to literally hook up, Nadine. You try to hook up.
No, couple up, sweetie.
No,
couple.
You're hooking up.
I know, but
and look at how happy Grandma is. Look at how Grandma is, because she knows that eventually this is going to result in grandkids, because these people are hooking up, Nadine, on the floor.
They're coupling up.
Oh, baby, are they ever? So anyway, and then we get to the 70s. The 60s was an innocent time. In the 70s, there were games about just basically drinking until you got drunk. I remember this game was an actual popular when I was a kid in the 70s, but of course I couldn't play it. And then there's the Pink Elephant game, yet another game based on drinking. These games, by the way, are terrible, terrible games. None of them are worth a hoot and a holler. This one is great because of this picture. Every one of these people died sad and alone.
Go a little slower.
Look at how sad this picture is.
They can't understand what you're saying if you're laughing so hard.
Look at how sad this picture is, Nadine.
I'm looking.
Every person involved has deep, deep regrets. They're all Hazelton. They went to Hazelton. Then yet another. We don't have all the drinking games, but we have a fair amount of drinking games. And then we get to the real naughty part, and this is the game.
No, this is not a naughty game.
No. This is not a naughty game, but Nadine and I have. We've actually played this game, and it is a riot. But it is basically a pretty.
We love this game.
It's kind of it's a bit of a. Well, let's just say it involves a lot of hip thrusting, Nadine. With people facing each other with their hips thrusting.
It's a very innocent game. Sweetie.
Oh, no, it's innocent until it's not. Then 9 months later, it's like, I guess you two got to.
Come on, there's kids on the cover there.
Oh, yeah, they're belly bumping.
Kids.
Nadine, you know what they call belly bump? You know it's a euphemism, right? Belly bumper? It's a euphemism. And then we get to the piece de resistance. This is an adult version of Pin the Tail and Donkey. Yes, it's called
Fig Leaf.
Fig Leaf. It's from 1972. It's these people, obviously, these are the Mad Magazine people. And all it is Pin the Tail and Donkey, but pin the tail, and it comes with 2 posters of male and female, leaving nothing to the other. And it's exactly what you think it is. It's exactly what you think it is. Where they're pinning the tail and genitalia. And look at this guy. It's just so gosh darn funny. You can just the misogyny just reeking from this man's expression.
Look how uncomfortable she looks. She looks very uncomfortable.
Oh my God! Everybody involved should be ashamed of themselves. Speaking of that, Nadine, here's Dear Penthouse Forum game. This is called the Loving Game, and check this out, Nadine. Nadine, and I ask you this more than once. Were we ever in that love? Will we ever know love like they know love?
No,
Would we ever know?
Never. No.
Look at they're brandy sifters. Yeah. Brandy sifters is
we don't
a
even
romantic
own
experience.
a brandy snifter, so we can never be them.
It's a romantic experience for 2. And then we have this small section which is political games from the 1970s. I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently it is. And the 80s, because there's Wafflin' Willie. That's obviously a Bill Clinton thing in there. And so actually, these games kind of stink too. They're all just pedantic. Like you memorizing the Constitution is the means to an end on a game, but that's fine. And it's just, these are just games. Obviously, the only one we've ever played a lot is Belly Bumper.
We play Belly Bumper a lot. I mean, we haven't gotten it out in a couple years, but
well, it's essentially it's a fun game because you're
it's
just
a
trying
fun
to.
game.
It's a race game. You're trying to get
It
your
is.
balls from the top to the bottom the quickest, and the other person's trying to get their balls. But again, it involves an inordinate amount of hip thrusting, Nadine. Inordinate amount, I would say. And then we have some pedantic games. And not much here. Modern Family game, kind of boring. Not much here that jumps up and down. The Guinness Book of World Records was fun because it had little plastic bits in it, and you and it was what was that game on the it was like physical challenges. There was physical challenge. It was like that game that was on the Kids Network, Nickelodeon back in the day.
Yeah.
And then we got some other fun stuff. A game of Great Moves. Again, this is sort of should be up in there, but it's not big enough.
Yeah, it's actually like Pictionary. You're drawing pictures on with parts of your body on tablets, which are on other people's parts of bodies.
And Nadine, look at this guy right here. Can you focus on that guy?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be
Definitely the
he doesn't seem to be having the
models
best
for
time.
these games are a hoot.
He doesn't seem to be having the best time. Oh, this is a pretty cool game. 007 game, and any games with likenesses of actual big stars in it are pretty cool. So that's Sean Connery. Again, not the greatest game in the world, but the piece de resistance on this, and if it wasn't sexy enough, this entire shelf, we end up with the most sexiest game there ever was, and it's the Justin Bieber Backstage Pass. Look how innocent the young Justin Bieber was. He doesn't even have hair on his face. Oh my God, those pouty lips, Nadine. Isn't it a wonder that America didn't fall for Justin Bieber 2003? Oh my God, it's the worst. Justin Bieber. All right, speaking of pop culture, now we get to the real fun, yet another fun section. This is one of those that we come, when we give tours to our board game collection, this is basically where we start because we're at this reselling your youth. These are all board games based on shows we watched when we were much younger. So you have all your classics, your Happy Days.
Look at Mary Hartman. How many people remember that game? I love that show.
Based on a primetime soap opera from the mid-'70s. I Spy game, H&R Public stuff. In Sync, the Archie
Beatles.
game. Yeah, this was super collectible on the eBay back in the day. Beatles Flip Your Wig game. Ours isn't in the best shape, but it's still okay. This game right here.
You'd have to pull one out at the end.
Here we go. This game right here is actually worth quite a chunk of change because it's very rare. It's not that great of a game, but it is a game that's hungry like the wolf, Nadine. It's hungry like the wolf. So that's we have the In Sync. We have the.
But now you can pull the Flip Your Wig game out.
Oh yeah, we'll pull the Beatles thing out, there's nothing much to it, and this is obviously early Hillary videos when people only focused on their hair and not their music. They thought that was the most interesting thing about this particular band was their hair. But that was a different
Fly
time.
Nun, I Spy. These are all shows that we all grew up with.
The first version of Battlestar Galactica, the second version of Star Trek, though. What's here is this fun. There's a Ghostbusters thing.
This is actually this cabbie game. We play this a lot. This cabbie game is a game where you're trying to avoid the cops and get your passengers to their destination. And I don't think we've ever finished that game because it takes so freaking long.
Yeah, it's kind of a silly little game. Murder, She Wrote, a game of Angela Lansbury. That's always good.
And just remember, if there's a game that you want to see, we will pull it out and do a separate video later. So if there's a game that you actually want us to pull out and show you more of, please make a note of that in the comments.
Such as Blarf. What's that game about? It's really not that much. There's not much. And after they pretty much spent in the entire budget naming the game, ladies and gentlemen. There's a game called Kosherland. So God. So I'll be.
Also going to
Go
Jerusalem.
to Jerusalem. So we have both embraced both Christianity and Judaism here in our fabulous board game collection. And De Beers, we also embrace diamond culture. Maybe.
Yeah.
And here, look at the clever wordplay, mystery. I remember when we found this, we thought it was just the cleverest title. It's all right, but you know that's pretty
It's
much
like
the end of
Clue. It's just like Clue.
this is a classic game. This game,
Yeah.
you are roll a game of Sumer. This is like Parcheesi. It's like 2,000 years
Not
old.
like
Well,
yeah.
no, but it's super old. It's originated.
There's
way
another
back in-
Jesus game.
Another Jesus game. We really could have went nuts with the.
These are a lot of
Jesus games.
like comic, comic cartoon.
Yeah, early shows from Saturday morning cartoon shows. Captain
Captain
game.
Crunch, look at even food themed games.
These are not very good games, let's be honest, but they're fun for collecting. They're fun to collect. The Lone Ranger Quick Quiz, the Jesus game. The Jesus game.
Roxanne is wondering if we played every game we own.
No, we have not.
Absolutely, we have not.
Nadine,
No.
the Jesus game seems to try to keep trying to sacrifice
shelf.
itself for the greater good.
All right, bottom
That's
shelf here.
thematic. This game here we need to talk about. This game is I played this when I was a kid. It's super rare and collectible on the eBay because it's a big 3D model game. You build this model in the middle and it's just you move your pawns and you walk around. But it's pretty cool because it was one of these first game, the board game that was it had a 3D element in it. So it's pretty darn cool. I remember that from my youth. There's Diploma Dogs, Nadine. Yeah. I don't know. We've never played it. Is that actually a lawyer game based on dogs?
I don't know.
We don't know. We literally don't know.
Yeah, Diploma Dogs.
All right.
All right, let's move to the next shelf.
Well, this is the last shelf we're going to be doing.
Oh, we're
here.
doing 2 more shelves.
No. This is it. This is it.
No, that little one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
See, these are all a little bit more older, so 60s, 50s, and 60s.
And then we get to a fun section where we have the Simpsons-based games. We have like a dozen Simpsons-based games, and actually the Simpsons version of Clue is the definitive version of Clue. This is a really, really great version of Clue. So sometimes you're in the mood for play Clue. Clue is still a fine game because it's just guessing and deduction thing. But the Simpsons Clue is a fine version of Clue.
Here, pull this out, and we can see that we have more.
Yeah, we have Simpsons Operation, of course, which is Homer, and he says funny Homer-esque things, and Simpsons Life. But Simpsons Clue is the definitive Simpsons game. All right, so there's Barbarous Collins, Nadine. This is the Dark Shadows. Yeah, we have 2 games based on soap operas from the 1970s. I didn't know that was a thing, but we do have. Oh, we have another Dark Shadows
2 Dark
game.
Shadows.
So the
games.
Barbarous Collins. This is fun because that was
Dr. Kildare.
wackadoo. Yeah. That's from the 60s. Obviously, that's from the 50s. This is 50s and 60s. Ben Casey 50s.
Petticoat Junction.
Here it comes. Nadine, did you know that Uncle Joe is moving kind of slow? This is a terrible game.
Oh, no respect.
It's not that rare though. But it's terrible. It's the Rodney Dayton. Remember the mid 1980s when Rodney Dangerfield put his name on everything. He actually put out a rap album and he put out a board game. Guess what? He didn't put much thought into the board game. I literally think he put his name on it and took the money and ran. Starting down here, we have various forms of official Scrabble dictionaries. That's fun. We have the game of Friends. It's just a trivia game. Not much to it. Oh, this thing is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh gosh. Games are falling.
Yeah, games are
Oh,
falling.
my gosh. Life
Games
is
are
terrible.
falling. Our key of shelves are not filled. Nadine, tell them about this bad boy because it's this right here. You got to tell them this mechanic. It's the most awesome thing.
So this game of Bigfoot actually has a little Bigfoot guy, and he stamps along the path.
And he has a spring.
And he has a spring inside, yeah. And you fill it up with footprints, and then he stomps around. And when you actually get the foot on your token, then you're out. So it actually is a really cool mechanic.
It's like a Pez dispenser.
Like a Pez dispenser, yeah.
Either a footprint or some indication that he actually stomped on you, and that's how you get eliminated from being stomped on by Bigfoot. Feely Neely is a cool game. This is a game where you stick your hand in a box and you have to identify what you're grabbing. In a blind box, you room. This feels like brains. This feels like a gun. I don't know.
No, gosh, why do you go there?
Well, I think there is a gun in here. I think there's a gun. No, a pistol. There's a pistol in there or something. There's some wacky items in there. Oh my gosh, this is the greatest art. We love art from the 60s in this game because this girl is the best. Like, oh my gosh, you're such an eater. Because he, of course, he just made that gun joke. He's a goofball.
Oh, we get to do the Skippy, so we actually have. Sorry. Somebody messaged me and that took us out. So,
okay, this is based on a television show?
Yeah, there was a television show.
About a kangaroo? Like
Yeah.
Flipper? It was like a ripoff of Flipper?
Yeah.
God love him, man. Skippy the kangaroo. Who knew? Who knew such a thing? So here's a fun shelf. This is various card games we've collected. Some of these are super, super great, and some of them are not played that much. But of these games, Nadine, which ones have you actually won a trophy for playing? Can you find it? Can you find the game in here that you've actually won a trophy? Nadine has won a tournament playing this game, ladies and gentlemen. She's got mad skills.
If you don't know Grandpa Beck's card games, you're missing out on real family fun. Grandpa Beck has been a supporter of the Twin Cities board game meetup group for a long time. We love his games. So if you like trick-taking card games, definitely Skull King is one that you probably should get. And this is a newer one that they put out, which is the Bears and the Bees. So that one's fun. Yep. Local company, of course. You know, this is a local company here, Flapjacks and Sasquatches.
We paid $1.50 for it, apparently.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
This is a T-shoe. This is one of my favorites. But
T-shoe's a great trick-taking game,
That's
too.
a whole other story. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of trick-taking games. And then we're moving down to more games, or these are just basically stuff that fits in the box.
Yeah, we have games in categories, but sometimes we just have to fit them where we can fit them.
Egghead and the Chicken, you know the game based.
Driver's training games.
Driver training game, but the best game,
yep.
the game in here, and this is not this is not Patrick Swayze.
No,
this is Cameron Swayze. This is the guy that was on the news way back in the day.
Yeah.
He was a Timex Watch guy. He's not Patrick Swayze. But the coolest game in here, Nadine, the coolest game in here by far is Hawaiian Punch game. Why is that, Nadine? Why is this a cool game, Nadine?
So Hawaiian Punch, you actually take a you have characters that are made out of Play-Doh.
Play-Doh, yeah.
And then you have the Hawaiian Punch guy and you smash them flat. See that?
How about a nice Hawaiian Punch, Nadine?
How about a nice Hawaiian Punch, Mike?
Oh my God, we're dating ourselves from cartoons we grew up, commercials we grew up watching in the 60s, 60s and 70s when we were kids. All right, last on the shelf here is yet more stuff that just fits in the room. There's nothing here that jumps out at you other than 13 Dead End Drive. That's kind of a clue-based thing. It's kind of a...
But it's also
cool.
3D, too, just like
it's a 3D clue. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right.
What?
Some of you may wonder why all of our games are on their sides. This is because when we were first starting collecting, we had found a site, and Bruce Whitehead, and he talked about tying your games up, keeping them on their side, because then they're not stacked and they don't get smushed. So
we find a lot of games squished. All right, is that it, or are we going to do this one?
We're going to do this one.
Oh, yeah, because then that's kind of the end of this section. All right. First, we start off with
Hoppies.
We got to start off with the middle because this is your classics.
This is sort of like our classic game.
Board games. You say, board games.
Monopoly, Hangman.
These are all ones you know.
These are all games that you probably have played at some point.
Your Operation, your Battleship, your Masterpiece, your Uncle Wiggly, everybody's first board game other than Chutes and Ladders.
Survive, which is just an amazing game. It's a great game. It's been reprinted.
Life.
Yeah. So that we have actually 2 of these shelves. You want to go down to the next one?
Yep.
And
more classics. From your childhood.
So this is more of another.
Sorry, bonkers. Guess who?
Yeah, there's an old copy of Sorry there.
Everybody knows these ones. Othello. Everybody knows these ones.
Pollyanna.
Mastermind.
Yep. Scotland Yard. Parcheesi.
Easy Money.
So we do have multiples of some games because we like to have different versions.
And the bottom isn't anything.
And then
notable.
bottom we have more.
Other than
sorry, here we go. Just
other
a
than
few.
this game, which I very much enjoy the title of this game, instead of hippos, hip opposites.
Yeah, isn't that a cute little?
Cute
Again,
little kids game where
great,
they're
great
matching
picture of
patterns.
kids.
Matching
Yeah.
patterns. It's just, again, I think 90% of the effort went into the title. It was a Husker Du version. Oh, this is a fine game from the 80s where it had electronic, and before your smartphone, it had this thing where you typed in numbers and it told you whether you were close or away from the clue. And they just came out with a couple of years ago. They came out with a modern version of this, and it's really quite good. They use your smartphone on it, and it's pretty darn sweet.
Hoppin' Hoppies has actually got these little things that pop down and pop
More
up.
of a spring. This is
Mist. So again, another video game
based
turned
off an
into a
app.
board game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is it. So we've covered. So we started off with the naughty, and we went to the nostalgic. Not from naughty to nostalgia, Nadine. That's why we went today.
Yeah. So
From naughty to
next
nostalgia.
time we will come more over
We got
this
some
way.
sports games,
Travel games.
The games are giant.
These gigantic games.
Gigantic games. And then we will end with the game that you will be talking about pretty much the rest of your life, the game of Tiger Island, the game
Tiger
that makes
Island.
zero
Yeah, so
freaking sense.
this is the game that you're going to play after you watch that Tiger show on Netflix. We just started watching it
the
today.
game that makes zero freaking sense, Tiger Island.
And also, I just wanted to say that we do have vintage games that go back all the way to the 1800s. So this is a shelf we'll get through at some point that has
cool.
much older
We might
games
just have
in
to
it.
do this as one episode because
Might have to do one episode to pull things out there.
There's there's stuff here that's over 100 years old, man.
Yep. So, all right. Well, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
And we will see you next time. Remember, put down if you want us to pull out any of these games, and we'll do a separate video, or I'll do a photo shoot and put those photos up on my game library album. Thanks so much. Bye. Mike, wait, bye.
Bye. Wash your hands. Stay at home.
Yeah, bye.